When I say think of roller coasters at Universal, which ones do you think of? Do you think of the Mean Green Hulk, the ever immersive queue of Hagrid, or the Speed Demon Velocicoaster? Well, if you clicked on this video, you're probably thinking of the big beautiful red coaster, Rip Ride Rockit. Hey guys, it's Dan with A to Z Thrills and Beyond, and today we are paying our respects to the big beautiful red coaster known as Rip Ride Rockit. It has stood the test of time for over 16 years, giving out millions of rides, and today we're going to tell you some interesting facts about it, get some last rides on it, and tell you what we think might be replacing it here soon. So, let's go. So here's a couple interesting facts about Rip Ride Rockit. Number one, it is the tallest coaster Universal has ever built, standing at a whopping height of 167 feet, reaching a max speed of 65 miles an hour, and even though it looks like it may have an inversion, it has zero inversions. That non-inverting loop is such a unique element, and that is what Rip Ride Rockit is basically known for. Well, besides, of course, the music, which is kind of a hit and miss. So Rip Ride Rockit was built by German manufacturer Maurer Rides, which is weird because it's the only instance that Universal has ever reached out to them for a coaster. But yet with the success of this, you would think that they would reach back out. But in recent permits, it looks like they have reached out to Intamin once again. But the only question is, what will it be? So what kind of coaster could be replacing Rip Ride Rockit? Well, we already know it's Intamin because of the permits, and Intamin is also the manufacturer of Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, and Hiccups. So we know it's probably going to be a launch coaster of some sort. So is it going to be a launch coaster like Hollywood Drift, the Fast and Furious coaster that's going over to Hollywood? Honestly, I don't think so. The reason why I say that is because if you look at Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit's plot of land, it isn't expansive enough to hold that massive coaster. Now don't get me wrong, they are starting to expand Rip Ride Rockit's plot of land, but I just don't think it's going to be big enough. So are we looking at a custom layout or something else? Well, if we look at Intamin's coaster catalog, you'll see a few years ago they put out a video releasing their coaster concept for a vertical launch coaster. And to me, if I'm looking at this, it looks eerily similar to what Rip Ride Rockit is. So that is the kind of coaster I believe we're getting to replace Rip Ride Rockit. What do you think? Hey guys, Future Editing Daniel here, and I just saw something I had to share with y'all. If you look at the full video of the vertical launch coaster that Intamin had put out, it said with a height of 51 meters. Now here in America, we don't use meters, we use feet. So I decided to Google in, what is 51 meters? And guys, it is 167 feet. And if you heard me from before, standing at a whopping height of 167 feet. 167 feet. That's right. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit was 167 feet tall, which means if it is a vertical launch, it could be the exact same height. So Intamin put out this concept because Universal reached out to them. If that is true, that is mind-boggling cool. That was over 2 years ago that they reached out to Intamin for this. So if it is true, my gosh, guys, the signs were right there in front of us. But anyway, back onto the video about the theme of the coaster. So I'm standing right here in front of the firehouse that used to host the Ghostbusters show. Now, unfortunately, I never got to see it myself, but I know a lot of people said it was really cool. Now, if you notice from the layout, Rip Ride Rockit does go through the firehouse, which is kind of hard to have a show in there. But if you notice, it says restoration of the historic Engine 89 firehouse. That has led to speculation that the theme of the new roller coaster is going to be Ghostbusters themed. But honestly, I don't think so. Let me explain. To me, Universal Studios Florida is known for where movies come to life, and is actually still a production studio. But why I'm saying that is because I believe the theme of this coaster is going to be not just one property. It's going to be multiple properties. And what do I mean by that? Well, you have vehicles that you ride in. Ride in sounds like it could be some kind of car. Let's go to one of the most famous cars here at Universal Studios to explain more. Okay, we are here at one of the most famous cars in all of Universal Studios, and that is the Back to the Future DeLorean. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, I told you that to ride down coasters, you have to ride in vehicles. And this coaster, I believe, is going to be themed to multiple IPs, which means the vehicles are going to be themed. One vehicle could be themed to the DeLorean, another to Fast and Furious, one to Ghostbusters, etc., etc. That's why I think the theme is going to be multiple IPs. It's not just going to be based on one IP or on something else entirely. It's going to have all of Universal encompassing it. So let's review. Okay, let's review. So Rip Ride Rockit is going to be saying goodbye here soon, and what will be replacing it, I believe, is going to be an Intamin vertical launch coaster. If you look at the concept, it's very similar to what Rip Ride Rockit is. What will be the theme? I believe it's going to have multiple themes, or it's going to have something that encompasses all of Universal, aka multiple ride vehicles. These vehicles are going to be themed to the famous cars of Universal, the DeLorean, Transformers, Ghostbusters, Fast and Furious, etc. Well, what do you think? Do you think I'm completely right, or do you think I'm completely off base? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. But now, to end this video the only way I can, by riding Rip Ride Rockit multiple times. Let's go say farewell. Well, with that, my time at Universal Studios has come to an end. I want to say I loved riding Rip Ride Rockit as many times as I got to today. It can be a rough ride at places, but I am happy to see what Universal is going to bring to replace it. Hopefully it is as iconic or even more iconic than Rip Ride Rockit. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But until next time, remember, this is Daniel with A to Z Thrills and Beyond. Keep calm and coaster on. Bye, guys.